Hey there Internet, this is Nate. You're watching iRoll1s, and today we're going to do a miniature review slash unboxing of this Mage Knight Resurrection 24 figure box. It might be a 25 figure box, I believe. I'm not sure exactly. I was told it was 24, but it says collect 25, so I'm guessing 25. If you don't know Mage Knight is a game that came out a while ago from the company HeroClix Miniatures, and they're not the greatest miniatures ever, but they're pretty good and they scale pretty well to your typical D&D miniatures line. Not great, but like your Reaper stuff. The bad part is that when they come out, the pre-painted guys, they're pre-painted, and when they come out, the pre-painted hero figures tend to be kind of cruddy. I've touched this guy up a little bit. I got him in a package. You can typically get these guys for about $1 a mini. I've cleaned him up, and he looks pretty cool for an invisible guy. But normally, if you look here, there was some silver that was over black where it was supposed to be, and they just kind of cover them all up. But if you strip them down, they end up looking pretty good when you can do a repaint on them. And I haven't finished this guy up yet, but he got stripped down, and I gotta finish his sword, and I gotta finish some highlights and some other things, his arms and stuff, and do his hair to what I think his hair should be and all that. But overall, I mean, they really clean up really well as far as their features are concerned. Scale-wise, he's supposed to be an elf, and he's about as tall as your typical human figure, so they're a little bit bigger than normal. If you look at your invisible guy, he's about the same size, so he works out. But their elves are pretty big on the fairly large size. But you get some pretty decent miniatures, and the monster figures actually come. I'm repainting a leather strap on this guy here, but the monster figures actually come, and they're pretty cool. I got a couple other ones that are a little bit cooler than this, but this is the one I'll show you right now. Change up their bases a little bit. They come on some really junky bases, as you'll see, and you pop the bases off and you can redo them. But let's open up this gravity feed box and see what we get. Ooh, these are some big boxes. Alright. Let's go with the first one here. Bear with me, there's going to be quite a few, I think. They come with your HeroClix card, mercenary card. There's a game that comes with this stuff. I'm not exactly sure how to play it. I've never played it before, so, and I didn't buy these to play with these, but it looks like they come with 2 separate bases on these guys too. Kind of not so thrilled about how to get these guys out of here. But these actually look pretty decent as far as the painting is concerned. You got a Dwarven axe shield here. He's got his numbers. I'll end up popping him off the base, but he's got some decent shading painted into his stuff here. If you look here, you can see his mustache is kind of not cool, but these are a lot nicer than I expected them to be as far as the painting is concerned. This is actually looking pretty good. For a dwarf, let's compare him to some of the Reaper dwarves here. He's a bit on the chunky side for a dwarf, but not too much. I mean, he's a slightly tall dwarf, but he's also kind of standing on a tippy toe on one side. Not as bad. Alright, let's keep going. I'm pretty pleased with that. I got these for $24 on eBay just recently. Gravity feed box. Just search Mage Knight. You can certainly do that. I'm crazy right now. Ooh, this is a skeleton skullwalker. Yeah, I don't have any idea what any of that means, but he actually looks really cool too. I am really surprised and I'm pleasantly surprised and happy with these. These are pretty slick minis. Like, I don't know, I might melt, yeah, I'm going to take him and do the Reaper Bones kind of trick with him. Put him in some boiling water and stand him up straight. But his paint job is actually really nice. Sorry about that. I don't mind that at all. He is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I am really surprised by these. I am very, very happy at the moment. A buck a piece, these things are certainly work out pretty well. Ooh, this guy's cool. Get his card. What is he? He is an orc harrower. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with the purple going on in his eyes, but he's got some purple in his eyes. Let me come over here. I have a lot of trash to clean up after all this is said and done, but he's got some purple going on in his eyes and stuff, but his paint job too is pretty good. I gotta put him in the boiling water, bend his sword back, but I am really pleasantly surprised by the paint jobs on these figures. It's a lot better than I expected for these dudes. Look at that. Not bad at all. Well, with the paint jobs looking pretty good, let's get through and go through these a little bit quicker. Ultim Sentinel. Ugh. A bit of a mouthful. Here's where we'll possibly lose it. We got some human faces. The human faces might not be quite as good. Not bad though. At least as good as the D&D WizKids kind of minis, I think. And the human size is actually pretty solid on that guy. He's not super short. He's not super tall. He's pretty decent in comparison. Dig that. I am very, very happy. I mean, these are just as good to me as D&D type minis at the moment. The WizKids pre-painted. I put down my knife that I was opening these all with. So, that was a mistake on my part. Oh, right on top of the box there. Black, blended in. Alright, what do we got here? Goldix. Oh, he's pretty sweet. Check him out. Let's look at these guys. For a buck, I am so thrilled with these guys. These are very, very cool for a buck a piece. I had gotten some of these before, and I was not super thrilled with them as far as the paint jobs were concerned. I had to strip some down. I don't know if I'll even need to strip these down. I might just need to touch them up a little bit. Maybe put a little bit of a wash on them. These are very slick. This is a Moonborn Dune Wolf. So we got a little werewolf guy going on here. He'll be pretty cool, I think. He looks pretty sweet. Pop him out of this case there. Again, not bad. Maybe throw a little wash on him, a little bit of a dry brush possibly. Nice werewolf figure. I think he's a little smaller than some of the werewolves from Reaper or from Dungeons & Dragons possibly, but looks pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm going to go through all of these guys so that way you guys can see what you are getting in a package if you buy them. Oh, this guy's interesting. Exarch Balian. I am the Will of Atlantis. Maybe it's Balian. Somebody can correct me below. He's kind of a wizard-looking guy that's looks like he's floating. That's pretty sweet too. Already easily pop-offable. He's got a nice crystal-like thing going on there. His facial features, his face paint's not the best. You can make it out. Not the best, but again, for a buck a pop, this guy is sweet. I will definitely use him for a buck. got another one of those dwarven shield dudes. That's cool. He looks like he's got a slightly better paint job on the dwarven axe shield. Looks like he's got a slightly better paint job on the face. Maybe not. Again, he's pretty cool. Same as the other guy before. You've seen him already. This guy is called Norawas. He's an elf, mage knight, martial artist, storm druid. That's a lot of stuff on there. Ooh, he's pretty flippin' sweet too. And that's what I found with Mage Knight sculpts, is the sculpts themselves are all pretty sweet, even if the paint jobs aren't very good. But these paint jobs have been pretty decent for this guy. I mean, he's going to need a little bit of a boil there. I might need to straighten him up, make him stand a little taller, like right there on the on this figure. Pull him back up there. But throw him on a base, and he'll look pretty solid. They threw in a little bit of a wash on the hair there. I mean, it's not great, but nice. Knife over here because I don't seem to need it anymore. But another werewolf, another moonborn dune wolf. If you're a game player, they throw those cards in those gravity feed boxes and just kind of smash them in there. That's kind of bad, but I don't play the game, so I really don't care. Again, we got another moonborn dune wolf. He looks the exact same as the other one. Pretty cool though. Not sure if they collect all 25 or 25 different figures, but we got another Ultim Sentinel. So we got a couple of those guys. Ooh, he popped right off this. Well, they're supposed to. You can switch these out, so that's pretty cool. But he reminds me a lot of the Sun Elf from the Tyranny of Dragons line of miniatures, really. In a lot of ways. You can go ahead and search Tyranny of Dragons miniatures, and you'll find that. Okay, this guy has nothing to do with anything I would play for D&D, because I use these guys for D&D. He is a Techno Shocker. That doesn't change the fact that he's kind of a cool mini, and even though his paint job is probably the worst of the lot so far, he's still a pretty cool mini overall. Whoop. Whoop. He is pretty cool. A big old cool gun. Pretty neat mini. The facial features are not done very well. I mean, the features themselves are done well, but the facial features and the paint job aren't done very well. But overall, I am not complaining in the slightest. I thought I was going to be highly disappointed, but thought I'd give it a shot. Now, I don't know what this guy is. I didn't read his card before I threw it away. Oh, he fell down. He is called a Shift Ravager, and I'm not exactly sure what to make of this guy. He's got four arms, it looks like. Some short little squat down legs. Well, he's squatting down, so that makes sense. Kind of a nasty looking bugger. Not exactly sure. I have to look and see what he would be in a D&D campaign. If anybody has an idea what kind of monster he would represent in a D&D campaign, message down below. That'd be great. Comment down below. I don't get a lot of comments. Nobody likes my videos, but whatever. I'll make them for you anyway. Oh, this guy's awesome. I like him. Tovok. Tovok is an Atlantean. 3 armies, Mage Knight, Oathsworn. And he basically is just kind of a little knight figure. but he's very paladin-y, I think. Throw a boil on him and straighten him up, but he's very paladin-y, and he's done pretty well with this cool double sword. I like him a lot, actually. Maybe throw down he's got a dragon thing on his head that's pretty cool. These are really cool sculpts, actually. I have to give it to Mage Knight there. They got some really cool sculpts. I like those. Can't beat a buck for pre-painted minis that are looking like that, I don't think. Ooh, and this guy looks cool. Wolfkin Raider. I think you need to throw down a wash on him or something for the nice little wash. Highlight the club a little bit. But this guy looks cool. Put some different stuff on the fur. But oh, look at how mean he looks. Look at those teeth. Look at those teeth. I'm looking at looking through the camera just like you guys. Look at those teeth. Ooh, I like him. I dig him quite a bit. He is good. What have we got here so far? We got 4, we got 8, we got 12, 13, 14, 15. So we potentially have 10 more to go through. Sorry if you guys are getting bored if you stuck with me so far. I really appreciate it. We have General Voltaire next. I'm not super sure what I think of this guy. He looks pretty cool. Not exactly sure what to think of his mask, though. Not because it's ugly or anything, but just not quite sure what to think of his mask. But he, again, a very cool sculpt, and the paint jobs on these things are a lot better than the ones that I had gotten before. I got them out of a little booster pack, and they were just not good. But this guy is sweet. As far, like, I mean, the paint's pretty darn good. So surprised by that. Lord Veritrix. He looks mean. He also has got the floaty deal. Looks a lot like this other guy here. I like the use of the clear stuff here with the wash. That's actually pretty decent. He's not bad looking. Is he as good as some of the other ones? I don't know. He's got a lot of gold. So, but he could be like a cultist leader kind of thing, or a supreme mage. I'm not exactly sure. Some type of demon. Oh, there we go. Got him back up there so I can sit him back there. Got another Norowas elf guy. This guy doesn't seem to be quite as nicely painted as the other one. Not as supremely excited about his paint job. It's not too bad. His eyes are a little off and a little funky. If you look there, you can see his eyes are just a little funky. But he's not bad. He's still not too terrible. I still think I would... They're awfully bent down. I think I would like to bend them up a little bit like that, if you see what I mean. But again, not too terrible. I don't want to squish my scrolls over there. So overall, I am very happy with these Mage Knight Resurrection figures. They're pretty slick. This one's a little bit ugly. Does not seem to have eyes. I'm not exactly sure. Arathea. She's a cultist of some sort, and she looks it. Not bad. She's definitely scary. Not supremely excited about ever meeting her anywhere. I wouldn't bring her home to Mom. She's a scary, scary lady. I'm all for experimenting and stuff, but man, her wardrobe choices, her outfit, a little bit speaking. Ooh, I think I got the cover guy here. Khan Bone Spike is the guy that's on the top of the box here. And oddly enough, I'm fairly disappointed with him in comparison to the other ones. Not because he's terrible bad, but because he's just not as good as the box would have you believe. The box picture is a lot nicer. But he's a nice orc goblin-y character. He's not bad looking. Not bad. Got some cards over here. I don't really care about them. I'll probably just throw them away when I'm all said and done. Might keep them for names. Ooh, this guy's cool. This is a Bonebreaker Shaman. Again, they utilize these translucent plastics pretty well. They did pretty good on this bone on this guy. I like how they handled that. He is actually really cool. I dig him. Again, his eyes look like maybe they might be a little off. Easily fixed. Easily fixed, yeah. I mean, you can see his eyes are a bit wonky. But pretty much, guys, I'm showing you what you'll get, so you know what you might get if you decide, hey, I want some cheap minis for my D&D game. I know other people have posted something before about Mage Knight minis for your D&D games, but here's a rundown of at least 25 of them that you can compare to. This is a Skyguard Captain, it says. I would touch up his gold a little bit. He is actually the same figure as this guy, this Sentinel. Exact same figure. Gold. What do you do? Again, $1 a piece. Not badly painted. I can handle it. I don't want to get too terrible many of them, but I'll take him. Ooh, this guy's nasty. Zombie Shambler. Pretty good zombie, I gotta admit. I like the green color. It's a zombie with a beard. I don't see many of them. And a beard. This thing was once a priest or something. He is a pretty decent looking nasty zombie. Ooh, I think we're for the last. Maybe. Yeah, this is the last one, guys. Let's see what we get. That'll be something cool, right? Ooh, it is something cool. Goblin Pillager. Sneaky, sneaky. He's actually pretty decent. I think I might need to adjust his teeth a little bit, maybe. Let's get him out of this package. He is actually a pretty cool goblin. He might be a little bit big for a D&D goblin size kind of character, but he is pretty decent. Overall, I'm quite happy with those things. I like those a lot. I don't do editing, so here's what we'll do. I'm going to set these guys up here so you can get a view of all of them. We'll give you a quick camera shot, kind of a pan. Let's throw this guy on here. I don't think it matters if it's not his base, he'll fit. I think they set him up all pretty much the same. There we go. Yes, he does. Boom. Set all these guys up so you can see him, but I'm quite pleased with what I got here. A lot of really cool minis. there you go, guys. Check those buddies out. I think my favorites are possibly this guy here. I like this elf dude. I really do like this guy a lot. This guy right here. I think he needs a little bit of a wash and maybe a little bit of a dry brushing on top of this fur to give it a little bit of highlights. I do like this goblin skirmisher quite a bit. I just am a goblin fan in general. Sitting over here, I really like him. Who else do I like quite a bit? I like the sculpt on this guy. I'm not so sure what the purple is around his eyes, but he's definitely tough. And this skeleton is actually like really well done. I'm super impressed with the bone. I mean, it's a skeleton, they're easy to paint, but I don't know, these are actually pretty cool. I'm very pleased with these. Anyway, thank you for watching I Roll Once. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, tell me what I'm doing right. Check back with me later. See you then.